Right now, somewhere in your kitchen, there's probably a loaf of bread, maybe rice in the pantry, maybe pasta in a cupboard. You eat these things without thinking, meal after meal, day after day. But the real answer to what humans are actually built to eat is far stranger than anything on that shelf. For nearly all of human existence, none of it existed. No bread, no rice yet. Just you, your hands, and whatever the land happened to offer that day. Here's the strange part. Agriculture is barely 12,000 years old. Modern humans go back roughly 300,000 years. That means for over 95% of our history, nobody farmed anything. So what were people really eating? The honest answer is almost everything. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham found that hunter-gatherer groups typically consumed anywhere from 100 to over 150 different plant and animal species across a single year. Your ancestors weren't eating a diet. They were eating an entire ecosystem, one bite at a time. This wasn't by choice. It was survival. If the berries failed, you ate roots instead. If the roots were gone, you ate insects or shellfish. Nothing was guaranteed. And that unpredictability shaped almost everything about how your body processes food today. Your digestive system, your metabolism, even your sense of taste, all evolved around scarcity, not stability. Sugar tastes intensely rewarding because ripe fruit was rare. Fat tastes satisfying because it was the most calorie-dense thing available in a world where calories were never guaranteed. Your cravings aren't a modern flaw. They're an ancient survival strategy running in an environment it was never built for. Now here's where the popular caveman diet idea falls apart. Many people picture ancient humans as primarily meat eaters, but the evidence tells a different story. Anthropologist Amanda Henry, through starch grain analysis on ancient dental plaque, found that even Neanderthals had starch granules from grasses and tubers embedded in their teeth. Meat mattered, but it was never the whole story. For most hunter-gatherer societies studied, plants actually made up the majority of caloric intake. Meat was often a prized high-effort event, not a daily guarantee. So why does the meat-heavy image persist? Because bones fossilize. Plant matter almost never does. It wasn't that ancient humans weren't eating plants, it's that the plants left almost nothing behind to find. This connects to one crucial skill: cooking. Richard Wrangham has argued that controlled use of fire for cooking may be one of the most important developments in human evolution. Cooking unlocks calories otherwise inaccessible. Some researchers believe that without cooking, the human brain, an organ that consumes roughly 20% of your daily energy, may never have grown to its current size. There's another detail that tends to surprise people. Ancient humans weren't eating 3 structured meals a day. That rhythm is a modern invention shaped by agricultural schedules and factory hours. Eating happened whenever food was available. Sometimes that meant going a day with almost nothing. Sometimes it meant feasting after a successful hunt, because there was no way to save food for later. This irregular pattern shaped how your metabolism handles fasting and how your body stores fat. The 3 meals a day structure you follow today isn't wrong. It's just astonishingly new on the timescale your biology was shaped by. So what does this mean in a world of supermarkets and food delivery apps? Your body is, in a real sense, still living in the wrong environment. You have a brain wired to crave sugar and fat because they were once rare, now surrounded by foods engineered to trigger those exact cravings on demand. None of this is your fault. It's simply mismatch. Your biology is ancient. Your environment is not. This is why understanding what your ancestors ate matters, not because you need to replicate it, but because it reveals why modern eating can feel so complicated. You're not fighting a lack of willpower. You're fighting instincts that have no idea the environment around them has changed. There's comfort in that. Reaching for something sweet isn't a personal failing. It's an ancient system doing exactly what it evolved to do in a world it was never built for. Your ancestors rarely found calorie-dense food. You almost never stop finding it. So the next time you sit down for a meal that took less effort to obtain than a single click, remember what that moment represents. It represents the end of nearly 300,000 years of scarcity, replaced almost overnight by permanent abundance. Your body hasn't caught up. Maybe that's not something to fix, but something to understand. Tonight, when you sit down for dinner, remember that you're not just feeding a body. You're feeding a system built across hundreds of thousands of years by scarcity, uncertainty, and fire. The meal in front of you might be new, but the hunger behind it is ancient.